So, hello and welcome to our new, almost bi-weekly stream. Some of you might remember me from the Gamescom streams from 2020. My name is Felix, or Shibi, and I think you all know Kunchi, Konstantin? Kunchi, sorry. Difficult in German and English, but...
That always confuses me. Do we call each other now Felix and Konstantin, or do we just say Felix and Konstantin?
I would stay in German because
let's
the name's in German because that's easier.
Yeah, I think so too. So, hi.
Hi.
This is our almost bi-weekly stream. We will see how well we can do with this.
How much is
whole
almost
stream thing?
How much is bi-weekly? But we are trying.
Yeah. Right. So, okay.
Yeah.
I'm Konstantin, and I'm here with Felix, like he already said, and we will start this thing for the first time now, and all right. So basically,
we are here in our new studio.
We are here, yeah, exactly. We want to talk about what happened over the past 6 months at Boxelware, and how we're going to keep all of these things going, and what's going to happen in the next few weeks, everything that's going to happen here. So so what else?
What else?
Yeah, and then at the end we will do a quick Q&A session, I think. Yeah. So we're still trying this thing out. We want to do more. We want to go back to doing more community work, which we kind of let slide a little over the past months. I think everybody realized that in our community. So
maybe, yeah.
This is our way to get back to this awesome communication that we used to have. So yeah, let's see how it goes. Okay. So
yeah, what happened the last 6 months? Yes, as I said before, we now have this studio. This came with our moving to a new location. We changed office.
Yes, we had to move offices. So, but fortunately, we now have a very nice streaming studio here, which we are using for the first time today.
Yeah, and what also happened, I think everybody might have heard of it. We had Corona.
Yeah, Corona happened. I think if you realize that there's been a pandemic going on since 2019. But yeah, so basically what also happened is that we all had to go into home office, which slowed down development drastically. It also impeded our way of communication and stuff. So
made things
it was pretty
difficult.
Yeah, it made things pretty difficult. Although we were still very lucky to be in a very digital work environment, I think. So in the end, I think, yeah, most people in the team caught it by now. But luckily we're all vaccinated. We both are. So we both had it.
Yes.
But we had our vaccine and booster shot,
and
so
it was not that bad.
It was still, yeah, it was still
bad
not as bad as it could have been, but it was still pretty awful. So go get vaccinated. Just saying.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's. So what else happened over the past few months? So basically, the last time we've really had like nice communication with the community, I think, was when we released our update 2.0.
Yes.
And so yeah, basically what happened since then, we've been moving offices. We had
home office.
Yeah, but that was already in 2.0. So
yeah,
I'm talking about the past 6 months.
Yeah.
So this whole office thing. This whole office thing here started. We had to invest quite some energy into the new office.
Yep.
I think that cost us easily 2 months.
Probably, yeah.
I think we've been busy for 2 months just moving in here. All this all this stuff. So
setting everything up.
Setting everything up, yeah. So yeah,
it's cool.
Yeah, it's great. It's a really nice office.
Yeah.
It's much nicer than the old one. So I'm really happy that everything worked out well with this whole thing. So yeah. Apart from that, yeah, we had Christmas holidays.
Sure.
We all went home for the holidays for some regenerating from the stress of 2.0.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
well, yeah. After that, it's been on to prototyping some new game mechanics. And testing things out and checking how things would be working out with the new update. So, yeah. And that's basically the thing that we've been working on for the past 2 to 3 months. We've been working on the new DLC, Into the Rift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we have a lot of nice new mechanics there. Won't spoil it too much for now.
Yeah, we will be getting into this at a later point during the stream. And we will also, well, we don't want to spoil too much just yet. We need some stuff for the next streams as well. Yes. So please forgive us if we won't just tell you everything in this one. Yeah.
We also had a little patch.
Yeah, we released, now that we're back on working on the project,
yes,
we can also now continue back in the office. Our patching system works again and all this stuff. So yeah, now we can finally upload patches again, which we did. And yeah, so we've been releasing some smaller updates that I think were pretty important.
Yes.
And I think we're getting on a good track here. I think we're doing quite well.
Yes,
on
fixing stuff,
yeah.
Doing new stuff, and don't mix everything up, because yeah, we have to work on different stuff while patching and developing new stuff.
Yes, I think that's actually
time.
That's actually a very good thing. That's a very nice thing that you mentioned there. This is something people don't realize often, is that when we release a bug fix patch, we have to actually take all these changes and pull them out of our main development branch and put them into a little bug fix branch, so that no other changes bleed into the patch. That's important because we don't want any spoilers and we don't want to break any database things and stuff.
And we don't want to release unfinished stuff.
We don't want to release unfinished stuff, of course, yeah. But most of all, we don't want to break your guys' save games.
Yes.
Which would be pretty awful. I think people would they would be rioting in front of our offices. So
yes.
Yeah, let's.
And maybe in the riots, because yeah, main thing is that everything works and we don't break your stuff just because we had an oversight.
Yeah, we in the past we've had a few rushed patches, a few rushed updates, and that has never worked out well. So now we take time. We'd rather delay an update for a week, make sure it works, and then release it.
Yeah, good stuff is better than fast stuff.
Yeah, the only way to go fast is to go well.
Yes.
Yeah.
And after all, it gives us time, because we don't have to go back to old patches again and again just to fix stuff that we rushed instead of doing it good. Yes, exactly.
So I've been seeing, so we're kind of also reading the chat here. I can tell you something, I can tell you a little bit about our little setup here. And so we have like a little screen here where we can read the chat, and I have to make sure that I don't get too distracted. And
a new couch.
We have a new couch, a new napping couch.
Yes,
it's pretty awesome. I love it.
I already used it for napping.
Same. All right.
We have our new.
Yeah, we have a little mascot now.
We have
another
kind of two.
Yet another two mascots.
This one was first, so we should start with him or her. yeah, it doesn't have a name yet because we bought it with a couch, and yeah, it's just sweet.
It's just a little doggo.
Yeah, and the other thing is Leo the tiger. Because we were thinking about a name, and I kind of mixed up lions and tigers a little bit, and was like, hey,
Yeah,
it's
maybe.
Leo, and then oh, it's Leo the tiger, but now it says Leo the tiger, and yeah, he's here watching everything, keeping us on track,
Yeah.
hopefully. And yeah, the alpacas are sadly they are gone.
Yeah, Sue,
totally
I think
gone.
Sue took them
Yes,
when
and
she left.
And her dog killed them
Oh.
all.
Oh. Whoops.
Sorry, bad news, but yes, he played with them and they didn't took it so well. But
Oh well,
yeah,
I didn't know that. Too bad. Poor alpacas.
poor alpacas, yes.
Poor alpacas. Yeah.
But new stuff. Leo the tiger, I forgot. He has a little Avorion shirt on, so I don't.
Yeah,
know if
maybe
you can-
maybe we will
can see
be
it.
looking into new merch. So we've been experimenting a little, and
Yep.
this little guy was one of the results. So yeah.
That's why he's watching us.
All right. So actually, that's one of the next points that we could talk about. Is our team changed a little in these. Our team changed a little in the
Good.
past over the past
Half a year.
6 months.
Yep.
Yeah. So Soratina left. She went to work somewhere else.
Yep.
And I think Sue too.
Sue too, yeah.
She also went to work somewhere else. Yeah. We're really sad to have them gone.
Yes.
But I think that's kind of how it goes.
Sadly, yes.
Yeah, in the end, this is a business, so
Yeah.
people come, people leave. It's a little sad, but on the bright side, we've got a few new people. For once, we have Daniel, who is with us here. I think we
Maybe
could you
you
see
you
this?
saw his
So
hand.
yeah, maybe you. That's him. And yeah, so. We also
Oh,
have.
Soratina's in the chat.
Oh, nice.
Hi.
Hey.
Yes, we hired a hand.
Yeah, actually, it's
two hands.
2 hands. Yeah, and 2 feet. So.
He's, yeah, he is working behind the scenes a little bit, making this stream available to you, posting in the chat,
Yeah.
and keeping you informed that
Right.
the chat happened.
Exactly.
Yes, but yeah, basically, did we have any other new guys?
Yeah, Tobias.
Tobias, sure.
Yes. He's actually been with us for the end of 2.0, for the end of the 2.0 development.
Yep.
But now he's working with us as a working student. Yeah, he's another developer.
Yeah, and that's it. So
So those are basically our team changes.
yes, so we
We're still a small team.
lost two, got two new two.
2 new people.
Difficult. Yes,
Genau.
thank you. And so still small team, but still hardworking.
Oh yeah, very hardworking. I actually just got up and came here from my desk, so yeah. All right.
Exactly.
So, we've also so I'd like to talk a little about how we've been working over these past 6 months. We've introduced Scrum at our workplace.
Yep.
And so far, how would you say it's been going?
It's been going good after all. I think we can still improve a little bit, but all in all, I think we made a good progression there.
Yeah.
We're working much more together, working or developing more as a team, and not everybody is developing something, but like it should be. And we work more hand in hand. Everybody can bring their ideas much more into the game, even more. And I'm very happy. Yeah, we can react faster on your feedback. It's a little bit difficult for me to explain it in English.
I'm just taking a few notes from the chat, so we can go get back to that afterwards, so it doesn't get lost. Yeah. So basically, people don't even know what Scrum is. So basically, it's a way of working together as a team, and it can. I just read it can go well and it can go really bad. I think it makes the thing that makes the big difference is how you approach the whole thing, and how team-centric it is. And if Scrum will go really, really badly if you just have like a boss with a whip. It goes like, you have to go faster or whatever, But I think if you let the team organize well, it goes pretty well. Yeah. So
and I think we're doing pretty well.
Yeah, I think so too.
We are, as Konstantin said, we don't have this boss with a whip behind us, but we're working very strong together.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah,
putting our ideas together and do the best, actually.
So let's go into a little more detail. I think we should go into a little more detail. We're just scratching the surface with with all these different topics. I think.
Yeah.
So I think next time we could maybe prepare some screenshots or something. That would be pretty cool. Or maybe some. I just realized it would have been so cool if we could just like show some images of a task board or something, so people can see how we're working on stuff and what we're like little spoilers, like what we're working on and stuff. That would be really cool.
That would be really cool, yeah.
Yeah, or maybe our little office with like a few images of our office. That would be cool.
But yeah, we're still learning in the whole streaming stuff.
We're still in a I'm really not that good at drawing, and I don't want to scar you guys for life. So let's not do that.
No, and we also have just these little.
We only have like
things here, and
yeah.
But yeah, as we said, we are learning.
Yeah.
We will prepare this kind of stuff the next time.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right.
Yeah, should we talk a little bit about the DLC?
Yeah, I think we should. I think it's time that we talk a little about our new project we're working on. So we've been working on this for the past 2 to 3 months, 4 months. We've been working on it for about 4 months if we include the moving offices, people going on vacation,
sick
and
part.
all that stuff. Yeah, the sick parts. Basically, everyone in the team has been sick with Corona for at least a week or maybe 2. And yeah.
We still worked.
What did we work on?
The new DLC, like said before, it's called Into the Rift. So yeah, we give people the possibility to visit rifts, and they are different, of course. They are not like the whole rest of the galaxy. Yeah, what can we already say about it?
Okay, so there's a few things that we're doing. So with the Black Market DLC, so basically things that we want to achieve with our DLC is just because I just read it. everybody in the team is fine.
Yep.
We're all good and healthy. No long COVID stuff or anything. We're fine. We're healthy. We're really glad we got through this as well as we actually did. So yeah, we're fine.
Could cure it at home, everything, no hospitals or anything.
Yeah, exactly. So so basically the general approach that we had with our Black Market DLC, and which we will continue with our Into the Rift DLC, is that we will always make sure that the DLCs stay optional. So we will only release content that people like. We don't want to force people to buy the DLC because I don't think this is a very good practice. On the other hand, there is stuff that we would like to add to the game, and we simply can't afford to just work on free updates forever. This just doesn't work, sadly. We would love to, but we can't. So I think what we can do is make the DLCs very appealing, very nice to play, and still keep them optional so people don't feel forced to buy them to enjoy all the content that there is.
Yes, and not to like lock content behind
we don't
some
want
DLC,
to make it,
but we want to give you the possibility to explore more, like the new stuff we thought about.
Yeah. All right, so for the DLC, for the last DLC, the Black Market DLC, we took a very story-oriented approach.
Yes.
So we had a few new features, some new weaponry, and mostly story. Basically, this is what we worked on for 80% of the time. On the the story, the different factions, the factions, and the
mission tree kind of.
Yes, exactly. Basically the characters, factions, the missions that we're doing, and all that stuff. So this time, but the problem with this was that we realized that Avorion. So we're still learning. Avorion isn't really the game to introduce a huge storyline. It was never designed to be this. When I first came up with Avorion, I prepared myself for a one-man project, which is actually why a lot of features don't work now.
Yep.
Because the game was designed to be doable by a single person. I never expected it to blow up this big. I thought I would earn like $100 a month at max, in addition to my main job. So basically, with all this done, the community of the game is, of course, also a community who loves sandbox, who loves sandbox features, and the Black Market DLC just wasn't in line with all that. And we saw this actually in the Steam achievements, because we realized that nobody finished the story.
Yeah, around
nobody played this.
Maybe.
Not even 5%. We had a finishing a rate of the main storylines of, I think, 0.2%. 0.2% of players finished the story. So this was really something where we thought, this is maybe not the way that we should keep approaching things.
Yes.
And so with the new DLC, we want to go in a different approach. We're doing smaller content chunks, I think you could call it, and make it more enjoyable to repeat them. So basically, some missions that we have are not very enjoyable to repeat.
Yep.
and that is something that we want to make to do better. So basically, you will be able to do. I think we will call them rift expeditions.
Yes.
Yes, you will be doing rift expeditions into rifts. Rifts are obviously somewhat dangerous. So, these rift expeditions, they will be very very. They will vary a lot. So
Yes.
they will be different every time.
They will be procedural again.
Yeah, they will be more procedural. They will be different every time, and they will be very repeatable, very enjoyable to repeat. This is what we want to focus on with this DLC.
Yes.
Yes.
We still will have a little story, but
Yes.
The story is more like showing everything for once and just enjoying a little story. But the main focus, as Konstantin said, is going into the rifts, learning new stuff, doing stuff that you can only do inside the rifts.
Yes.
And new content mostly.
Yes. So basically, we will be doing a feature content or content features. I don't know. I'm just making things up here. We'll be doing some feature-based content where we make things very. We focus on the gameplay.
Yes.
We want to focus on gameplay, fun gameplay, and
then a little bit back to the roots. Kind of.
Yeah. Basically, it's going back to the roots, back to what made Avorion strong in the first place. Yeah.
And
exactly.
What we can do best.
And what we do best, actually. Yes, I think so too. So yeah. Is there what else? What else do you think we can spoil about our new DLC?
Well, maybe a little bit from the technical side about where we're going. Like, it's difficult to ask what we could say without saying it, so it's not spoiled. Yeah, so basically to go into the rifts, it's not just like jumping there, but there is also a mechanic behind it.
Yeah.
Maybe we can talk about this a little bit.
Yeah. So basically, to get into rifts, basically what's going to happen is people will find a way to go into rifts, and they will also regret it a little
sometimes.
So basically, what you can do is you can start these expeditions, and in order to start these expeditions, you will have to prepare your ship. Your ship will have to be very
specialized.
I wouldn't say specialized. I talked myself into a corner here.
Yes.
Your ship doesn't have to be specialized, but you have to adjust your ship to the new environment.
Yes.
That's you will see what kind of environment you're going into, and you will have to adjust your ship to the new environment.
That's also something, as you said. Some people may regret to go into some kind of rift.
I meant in the lore and story.
But we also ensured that it's not like you go there and know nothing and get your ass kicked. But you know what you're preparing for, what is coming to you, or what you're going to actually. And so that's also something we want to ensure, that we don't make the player go somewhere where everything is unknown, and it could be like very easy or totally undoable.
Yeah.
And that also works together with the specializing, so you know what will happen or what kind of stuff will generally happen, so you can prepare for it, or at least you can you know what will be happening, and know that it might be hard if you choose a hard mission.
So there's going to be hard missions.
There are they're going to be not only very easy missions.
Okay, all right.
Let it say this way.
Yeah, and we will also, of course, be delivering a new story.
Yeah.
So one thing that we want to do as well is we want to go into the background story and lore of the Xotan threat that is happening, and we will explore this whole thing a little more. Although the story won't be as mission centered
Yeah.
as the as mission and story centered as the previous DLC, like we already said. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, we're very excited. We are very excited. I think something we can also talk about is the new kind of structure that we will be doing inside Rifts, like the sector structure.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
something we've been working on as well is basically making sectors more interesting. Right now, what we have is basically just a bunch of stations clumped together.
And some asteroid fields.
And yeah, basically some asteroid fields, a few ships, and stations clumped together. Rifts, or basically sectors, are lacking some kind of clear structure. And we want to do this better with the new DLC. So Rift sectors will have a better structure, and they will be more exciting to explore.
Yes, and
Yeah.
they need to be explored.
Yeah, and you will have to do some exploration. Exactly, yeah. And you can spend, I don't know, at least half an hour just exploring the entire sector.
Depends on your ship.
Depends on the ship, yeah.
If you have a very fast ship, it's faster, of course.
Yeah.
But they're big. You can explore a lot.
Yes.
And maybe a little spoiler. Don't stop exploring. There are a lot of things like hidden inside and not so obvious to find. So it's not like just going from A to B and say, oh, I explored everything, but keep your eyes open.
Yeah, so Rift sectors, I think you saw some of these new sectors already, and you will have to make sure you don't stray away from certain points too far, because things might get dangerous, and you will have to keep your eyes open. Exploring them will be a lot harder than exploring normal sectors, and so yeah, we really think that this will be a fantastic addition to the game.
Yes.
Yeah. So I see a few questions here. All right. So, is it even possible to make larger, more detailed sectors without removing roid fields because of any performance-related issues? It's not that easy, and it might also be very controversial, because people get used to stuff. So we made a few mistakes reworking the wrong things in 2.0. This doesn't mean that we wouldn't have done this anyway, but reworking things all the time isn't a very good approach, I think. So we will probably stop reworking things. We will, unless it's absolutely necessary.
Yes, of course.
And we would rather focus on new stuff. So of course we're still fixing bugs. We're still working out kinks and all this stuff. And if we for example, if we made all these existing sectors a lot bigger, there's also a possibility that people with lower spec computers would have issues flying through them, for example. So yeah, this is still a little difficult. What I can tell you is there will be some changes from, for example, the new asteroid field shapes. So
Yes.
there will be some shapes for asteroids, asteroid fields that will be coming to the main game too. So you can look forward to pretty asteroid fields, for example.
Yep.
Yeah. So in general, there will be, like, we already put this in the announcement, but there will be I've lost my train of thought there. Sorry. What was I talking about?
I was just reading the chat.
We should stop reading the chat for a moment. Okay,
Yeah,
all right,
okay.
let's do it like this. So, okay, we should focus on each other. So, we're still learning here, guys. So, please be patient. All right, so
Technical or performance issues.
yeah, so there might be performance issues for some people. And there's always this argument, well, just make it an option. If we make it an option, then we have two things we have to keep track of.
Yep.
Making options for everything is simply not doable. We will always have, if we make it an option to do two things, for example, then thing A might be the one thing people go with, and thing B might be something people don't go with as much, but it might still be like 70%, 30%.
Yes.
And if this option somehow turns out to be a mistake for future updates, then we can't do that future update without pissing off 30% of our playbase. So we usually don't do options. Also, and we have to keep all these options in mind, and this increases complexity of the game.
Yep.
And also slows down development. I want to make it very clear that if we make everything an option, this will slow down development a lot for the futures.
Yes, especially if you think about it, just making one option is A or B. But then we make a new option, so we have A and B again, but for A and for B. So we have AA, AB, BA, and BB, and this will branch out a lot. And it's, as Konstantin said, it's not manageable. It would slow down everything. It wouldn't work together. And so,
and slowing, when development gets slowed down, we can do less things in the same time, which means updates will take longer, and updates will also get more expensive. In the end, leading to things that we can't do because of other updates. Yeah. So sometimes we would love to add options, but it's not that easy. Yeah. Right. Okay.
So maybe another question.
Yeah. So is it already time for Q&A, or do we have Q&A time? All right. So, okay. So, what did you guys find any questions so far that you would like answered?
I found some, but the chat moved on. So maybe if our back office could
So what do we have here? So will you come back with the orders and looping for mining and things from 1, 3, 4? No, we won't. This we won't reintroduce the old order system. This is something that I would like to clarify here once and for all. We won't be going back. And I have elaborated on this a lot in the past. There is a very lengthy forum post written by me, where I explain our thought process behind this. And I think you can all, if you want to, you can all go back to this. But yeah, I'd rather focus on other questions.
Yeah, I like the one from Syndromes here, because he says, or she says, that there is an other questions. If you ever regretted to establish something as procedurally generated name station, etc.
I don't see that question.
It's like, I think we regretted some stuff, especially names, because
no, I don't think I don't think names were the big issue. I think factions in general is a big problem.
Yeah.
I mean, names play into this, but names aren't the source of the problem. I think the biggest issue with these factions that we have is that they seem a little colorless, because they differ, but don't at the same time.
Yes.
And we are currently looking into making those factions a little more special, distinguishable. Yeah, that's a great word. And we're currently looking into making factions more characteristic. They already have lots of characteristics that people just don't realize are there because we don't communicate them.
Yeah.
I also don't want to communicate every single thing, but because I don't want to break immersion. I don't want like
a list of this faction does this, and this.
Plus,
if you this.
Plus 1,000 relations because you sold weapons to an aggressive faction or something. I don't want to do it like this. And but I would like to do something like they send you a little thank you email sometimes, or they will chatter about you selling them weapons, for example, or they will complain about you selling them weapons, or something like this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Two questions that actually work a little bit together.
Yeah.
One from. I'm hoping I'm not butchering this. Kandarihu. Are there any plans to add a block for articulation? I'd love to have a ship's main gun protected by armor until it's time to fire. I'd also like to see functional space robots, and working together with this, the question from Syndromes, how's the game engine right now? And I think that works a little bit together.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, are we still using the original engine, and
yes,
how feasible is it to onboard it to add more stuff? And I think this works pretty well together.
Yes, I think this works very well together. So some things are simply limited by the engine. For example, we've like I said before, the game was designed to be a one-man project, to be doable as a one-man project, because I didn't see this. I didn't foresee this kind of big future for it, and that causes a lot of problems with the engine that we can't just fix. We would have to rework the entire thing, and this is not something that we can just do like this.
Yeah. It's not like a 2-week project.
Yeah, this would be like we could basically start doing a new game if we did this. So yeah. So if we ever did this, I would rather work on a new game and make a lot of other changes and things, awesome things.
Yep.
So things like movable blocks, round shapes, all this. This is just impossible with the engine. We can't do this. Yeah, we can't. So I'm very sorry to say this, but this is not manageable.
These are these kinds of features we see often, or we get asked often to do them, and they are great. I'd also like some doors that open and a gun comes out and you can start firing.
I would love that.
That's
I would
great.
love that. That would add so much immersion.
Yes,
but you or like X-wings, just you have these wings separating and stuff. That would be amazing. You know. So that would be great if we could do this, but sadly we can't. Yeah. Okay.
What do we have?
Yeah, we're into confirmed. Yes. Let's go with Warrior 2.
Like it's like game new never announcing Half-Life 3, but everybody is like, oh, okay, people are saying something. It should be Half-Life 3.
Valve doesn't do third.
Never. Parts.
They never do make a third part. So, all right.
Here, would you consider using your voxel system to have a cosmetic interior system, like an instance zone that you could maybe explore and maybe roll into having a little avatar to run around, maybe your bridge or a little trading station potentially? That's also something we get asked a lot, like if we could use little avatars or
walk around in the interior of your ships.
Yes.
Yeah.
Main problem here is, again, the engine. It's not that easy with it, or it's not possible with the engine, and it's not something we vision for Avorion. Avorion is a game about flying around in space and not like exploring a space station. So yeah, this would be like a whole new game. Same thing like landing on planets and interacting with planets.
Oh yeah, let's do landing on planets.
Yeah. But these are all things that might be cool stuff, but nothing that is Avorion that we want to do, we want to make, and we love to make.
Yeah.
So yeah, that won't be possible.
So yeah, basically what Felix said. Doing interiors, even if in voxel style, would require making a generator that generates it, or would make it necessary for people to design them. That would mean that people have to walk around, have to be able to walk around there, and all of this together is with the collision system that would be necessary, camera system that would be necessary. Switching between those modes, all of this is basically a second game.
Thinking about doing it in multiplayer, what happens if someone flies a ship and all
because
stuff.
this you see, this is where things get complex, and where you can this is where things get complex. We have to consider multiplayer. We have to consider old save games. We have to consider the specs of the game. We can't just up the specs. We are basically locked into what we said would be the specs for the game when we released it. So
in an early access. No.
And
are we like kind of?
I think we updated them for 1.0, but we're basically locked to specs from 2017.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's also something that we have to consider all the time. All right. How much time do we still have?
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Okay, so we still have 10 minutes. All right. When do pre-order start for the new game? When we started making it. Or let's say after we started making it. I think when we start making it, that sounds a little fishy. That sounds not like something I want to do.
No, like, okay, just pre-order
Let's not
it
do that.
and, yeah.
Let's not do that.
So
all right, so what else do we have here?
Maybe a modder question, obviously, from Knot. We have plans to open doors for scripts to create new turrets with new kind of particles and explosions effects, with textures. Genau.
So here also we have issues with turrets, because turrets were never designed to be moddable. We are already lucky that they are so moddable, as moddable as they are, but they were never designed to be moddable, and this would mean basically reworking everything turrets to open them up to modding in the way that you are suggesting here. So no, that's not going to happen, I'm afraid.
Maybe a little funny question in between. Could we get a Battle Royale update? I think at the moment a lot of games are getting like this whole Battle Royale thing. But
so we should do Battle Royale too.
I'm a little afraid that like 100 ships in a sector shooting.
Let's go 50. 50 ships.
Okay, 50 ships, this extra shooting, everybody has like 120 fighters flying around. Could be a little bit
50
difficult.
ships, no fighters. Let's go 50 ships, no fighters.
Okay.
50 ships, 5 slots, no fighters.
Oh, or last to disconnect wins. That's also good. Like,
Yeah, let's
get the best specs and you can
get the best
win.
specs. Just that's a new kind of pay to win. That's a special kind of pay to win. You know?
That's a kind of pay to win where we don't get the money, but Nvidia or AMD gets it.
True.
That's maybe we should work together with them.
Yeah, we should
writing an email.
let's get a partnership started. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think,
sure.
yeah, that would work fantastic. Yeah, I think so too. All right.
So what do we have?
Do you consider the extremely long loading time for asteroid field sectors to be a problem? If you have really long loading times, you might want to look at your virus scanner because they can inhibit loading screens. We've seen this in the past, and disabling virus scanners helped in this case, or adding an exception for Avorion or the Avorion server. Something also people don't realize is that Avorion starts a local server
Yes.
on your machine where only you can connect to. But this is just a technical background that happens, and it's something that that's also something that dates back to when I first made the game, because I didn't have the resources to make a server and the normal game. So I said, okay, the server is the normal game, which is why it starts a separate process. It's not that similar to how Minecraft works, because it starts a separate process, and that means there has to be a network connection, and this network connection is something that people or virus scanners falsely detect as a virus sometimes, because some viruses work like this, and so this is a problem sometimes. Yeah, we've actually had way more problems now. Well, this is also something I learned over the past 10 years, is that this is actually causing more problems than it solves. So next time I will make a game, or
We will make
a game. We
Hopefully.
will be doing this a lot differently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So after all, Avorion was the first game
Yeah.
we made, and yeah, we learned a lot. We are still learning.
Yes.
We are using the stuff we are learning for the DLCs, or we used it for Black Market. We used it again for Into the Rift, and yeah, it's good to know that there's still stuff to learn, because at the moment you don't learn anymore. I think you're kind of lying to yourself, because there's something to learn anytime.
Yes, of course. Yeah, we're all still learning. So so in other words, the virus scanner is staring at the process under a magnifying glass during the whole time, and that it's slowing things down. Yes, that is something that can happen, and that has been shown to slow things down a lot. We actually have a Windows machine where we can perfectly reproduce this behavior. So this is definitely something you should consider. If it still doesn't work out, you can always shoot us a mail at support@avorion.com or contact@avorion.com. Yeah. What beer is that? This is
Difficult.
Weizenauer Export. Yeah, it's a
Local beer.
It's a local organic beer.
As some of you might know, we are living here in
We are
Franconia,
in
Franken.
Franken. Yeah, we are in Franken, near Nuremberg. Nuremberg.
Northern Bavaria.
Northern Bavaria, exactly. And I think the one thing people know Bavaria for is its beer and Oktoberfests.
Actually, some part of Franconia I think it was Mittelfranken, so one of the 3
Oh
parts
yeah,
of
and
Franconia,
BMWs.
has the largest amount of breweries after Russia, the USA, and China.
Nice.
Like every little town,
Like we put all our skill points in beer.
yes, like every house kind of has its own brewery. There are up to 3 or 4 breweries in like smaller towns. In bigger towns, even more. Especially here in Erlangen, there were a lot of breweries. Most of them aren't there
Yeah.
anymore. But yes, there are a lot of local, very good beers over here.
Yeah.
And like some miles away, there is Oberfranken, I think, and that's also called Weinfranken, because there is a lot of wine. Like there's also a lot of alcohol over here.
Yeah. So basically,
I think about it right now.
Germans are we are very good at drinking.
Yeah.
But I think some things are changing.
Yeah.
I think especially younger people aren't that big drinkers anymore. So I think that's also a very positive development. Yeah.
Always drink responsibly.
Yes, of course. And don't drink and fly. I just read this before. Warren built on an ARM architecture? I don't think so.
POV blocks.
POV blocks. They are sadly not worth the development time. We did some experiments on them and they never felt well. Like we couldn't get a very good feel from them.
Yeah, you got kind of dizzy when you're flying.
Yeah, the problem is that you don't see shit. You know, you're just locked into looking somewhere, and turning the ship starts to get weird. We would have to basically add a third control system, and I don't think this would be a good idea. So yeah. We've been getting asked this a lot, and we're not very confident that it would be a good addition to the game. All right, let's have 2 more questions.
2 more questions. Okay. I think something for me, or more for me, will it be something like a skill tree someday? That's also something, or it's also part of a problem we talked before. That's not the vision for Vorion. It's a sandbox game and not an RPG. As we said before, we wanted to do a good sandbox experience, and with skill trees that would make it very difficult, because we had to balance the sandbox for like every skill tree configuration, and that's simply too much for our team. For the thing we can do, and we'd rather do more stuff that we know to do than like experimental stuff that might be good, and if it's not good, we have to throw it away. We don't want to release it if it's not good.
Yeah.
So we focus on things we know.
In the past, we've been scratching the surface for too many features, and they always turned out half-baked, which makes people think that the game isn't finished, and that's something we would like to avoid in the future. And so yeah, all right.
Okay, one last question.
One last question.
I had one, but I just lost sight of it. I could just scroll up a little bit, chat. Maybe a test technical question for you
Sure,
again, about modding. You're from, I'm butchering this too, Arcanum, a yellow.
Arcanum?
Yeah.
Okay. Are modding questions not a priority? Many brilliant games got it and people enjoyed it for a long time, but for Avorion there wasn't such project. Is there no tech possibility? I'm not sure I understand this question. So we have we do have a lot of modding. We have an explicit mods button in the game. So I would like to.
Up there are over 300 mods right now.
We have, as I think the last time I checked, we had over 300 mods uploaded to the workshop. Yeah. So we definitely support modding. Basically everything that is doable in scripts for us is also doable for anybody else who wants to mod. There is a huge amount of we have a huge documentation that gets delivered with the game that we made explicitly for modding, and we also if you look at my GitHub repo, you can find a Qt Creator plugin that we use for our modding development. So for our script development. So you maybe it's that is something you could check out. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
All right.
So. That was the last question.
I think that's it.
And 7 o'clock or.
It's
past 7 o'clock right
it's past
now.
7, and I think so. I've been enjoying this. I hope we can do this a lot more often. And if you
2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks. 2 weeks from now.
As we said, focusing on bi-weekly, not on
bi-weekly.
almost.
Yeah, we would like to focus on bi-weekly and then almost bi-weekly. Yeah. So so yeah. This has been great. Tell people about this stream. We would love to have more people every time, of course. We would love to have. We would love to talk about new stuff. You can please tell your friends. Tell us what some things that you would like us to talk about. Yeah, this would be amazing.
Thank you for all your questions.
Thanks for the questions. Thanks for tuning in with us. It's been amazing, and I think. We'll see you guys.
Or you, us, more.
And you will see us
in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks.
Bye.
Until then, bye.